Hey you all, it's Maysha with As Long As You're Breathing, and I'm on my morning walk, and it's a beautiful sunny day here in Mississippi. It's going to get in the 70s today. Yeah, it's going to be nice, sunshiny day, and I can see clearly now. Everything is a song to me. We have a new moon coming. It'll be tomorrow, actually, and the new moon is a time to set new intentions. It is a Pisces new moon, which means it's watery, which means there will be energies flowing, emotions will flowing, energy in motion, emotion. Emotions will be flowing. So if the next day or so, the next 72 hours or so, you have a lot of emotions flowing, don't be surprised. It's a Pisces new moon. Maybe you've already been feeling the effects of it, most likely so, at least the past 24 hours or so. But it's a more important new moon than that. March is a month where things have calmed down now. So it's a calmer time. And it's a time to really get serious about setting your intentions for the year. The first part of the year was about resting, was about finding yourself and what do you really want, and then starting to implement, starting to work on that, but still refining. It was a time of, I'm going this way, hold on, the universe has directed me this way, hold on, I'm being directed this way now. That can sometimes seem like, why is this happening? We're still living in butterfly effect is a good part of it, and so we have to be open to possibility, and we have to be not attached to any particular outcome in anything. That doesn't mean we don't move forward with intention. We certainly move forward with intention, but we don't do it by setting hardcore goals that are rock solid. We do it by having desires that are open-ended, so the universe can work with us to move us in the direction we want to go in general. And get us there for our best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all involved. And that is the way to live and flow. That is the divine feminine energy of flowing, of being in flow, versus the divine masculine energy of the patriarchal age, which we have left, in which everything was about my goal, and it's got to be this way, in this tight control on it. Now, to some that can seem counterintuitive. It can be, well, if I don't have tight control on it, then I can't make it happen. Well, I understand that. I have a great deal of divine masculine energy. As a matter of fact, I have to be pulled back to the left a lot. Because that's the world I've always been in too, is where I had to set the goal and make it happen. Well, the truth of the matter is we are energy. We are all one. So there's never anything that I have set out to achieve that I and I alone have made happen. It may have appeared that way, but there may have been no one around me that I really saw as actually helping to make it happen. But the truth of the matter is, everything in the universe was conspiring to make it happen. The universe was looking down from the bird's eye view. The energies, the higher vibrational energies, even my own higher vibrational energy was looking down and seeing that, okay, this has to be in place for that, and that has to be in place for this, and this has to be in place for that. And so this notion that the mind has, the egotistical notion that I caused this, I made it happen, I did it. No. It was a symphony. It was a symphony that you didn't even know you were a part in, if that's the way you're thinking. You have to transcend that notion of the mind that I did this. Yes, you maybe have been doing a lot of the conducting even. You may have been the driving force behind it because it was your desires that we then hand to the universe, to the energies that can see what we can't. And we said, this or better. I want this or better. Because the universe could see, okay, what you don't see coming up is this. And so, since you have released tight grip on the outcome, but you've given me the general direction, I can help you flow around this and this and this to get to not just where you wanted to go, but even better than where you wanted to go. That's living in flow. Yes, flow is when we are working and things just start flowing to us. That is flow. But that's the small, that's the micro of the macro. This is macro flow. This is macro flow. Now, when we are going through all of this with the Pisces energy, all of this energy in motion, emotion, is, it can seem turbulent, but it's not turbulent. Energy cannot be stuck. Energy has to move. And so if we're not moving ourselves, if we are not flowing, if we do not have our energy in motion, the universe will do something to get our energy back in motion, even if it's turbulence. We will be guided to, or other energies will be allowed to come across our path that will move us one way or the other. So why not move with intention and make sure that it's not chaotic energy that's moving you? If we don't move with intention, and that doesn't mean we control it all. Again, remember, it's a symphony. It's a lot of things moving, a lot of moving parts. But it means you set the intention, you let your desire be known, and you move toward that day by day. I'm not talking magical thinking here where you tell the universe, your fairy godmother comes and you say, okay, I want this, and there's a magic wand, and it just magically appears. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying you set the intention. This is my desire. And then you do what you know to do. You follow your heart space. You check in with the control tower, the universe, the dimensions that can see what you can't. And you listen to the mind, what the mind has learned, but you transcend the mind when the mind tries to stop you from growing. We're always meant to be progressing forward. When the mind wants to pull you back, you should always question that. Always. Because the mind pulling you back is the mind keeping you safe. Make sure there's something to be kept safe from. Growth is not something to be kept safe from. Progression in your timeline is not something to be kept safe from. If you want your life to be different come this time next year, you can't keep doing things the same way. And the mind will have you do exactly what you've been doing because it's what it knows, and that's what feels safe to the mind. So the mind has to learn new ways. It has to be rewired. We have to show the mind that it's safe. And the way to do that is to stop fighting with yourself. Stop fighting with the ego or the dimension of the mind. Remember that ego is not bad. The only time ego is bad is when ego is locked into it's me and mine, and I'm doing this. But when the ego can accept that there's a bigger picture, that there's flow, then the ego is actually on our side, not working against us. So you're not going to get the ego there by arguing with it. Arguing doesn't get anyone anywhere. That's chaotic energy within yourself. You're creating chaotic energy within yourself when you do that. So the way you do it is you tell the mind the things that the mind is comforted by. Look at this. This is why we're doing it. The heart feels it, and we are going to improve. We are going to have happiness. This is going to take us to places we've not been before, but we've wanted to go. Oh, we wanted to go? Yeah, we want to go. Oh, well, we want what we want. We definitely want what we want, because that's the other thing about the ego. The ego wants what it wants. And we definitely, you mean this is going to get us what we want? This will get us what we want. Well, hot damn, what are we waiting for? And the ego is like, yeah, I'm out of your way. Let's go. And so that's how we take our first steps. You see, the mind, the ego, is actually fearful. It's fearful. So it goes into hyper protection mode, hypervigilance. And we think, I'm in control. You're not in control. You're being controlled. The rest of you, all of your other dimensionality, all of your progression forward is being controlled by one thing. ego. When that is happening, when you're being stopped, when you're being held still, that is what's happening to you. So the way you progress is, don't argue with the mind, but get the mind on your side, truly on your side. Show the mind, this is going to make us happy. This is going to be better for us. This gets us what we want. This puts us where next year we're not in this same place trying to figure this out. Oh, yeah, like that. Because to the mind, that's taking control of things. So the ego is like, well, god damn, we are in control of this. Yeah, we got this. This is us. We're controlling this. And then the ego will go along with it. And then you've got everything on board. Then you can start using the ego for what it's really for, to protect you. So if there is something you do need to think through, if there's an old pattern that you see, if there's someone who truly does take advantage of you every time, then the ego can do its job because it's not preoccupied with other stuff. And it can say, oh no, hold on, we know this person does this to us. Okay, well, hold on a second. Maybe they've progressed too. Let's see. What? We're going to give them another chance. Well, yeah, we like other chances, don't we? Because we've messed up some in our life, right? Oh, yeah, we have. Yeah. And, if we're in the energy of giving people other chances, then that means the people we need other chances with, we've put that energy out there and we'll get that too. Oh, we want that. So yeah, let's do that. But I've got your back here and I'm going to be watching. And if this other chance you're giving this person, if they're still taking advantage, then I'm going to nip that in the bud. You do that. That's your job. And I will love you for it. Oh, wow. I got a job that I'm doing and I'm doing it well. You're doing it great. That's how we transcend the mind. Stop arguing with yourself. Stop putting yourself in chaotic energy. When you're arguing with yourself to do something, you're creating your own chaotic energy. You're creating your own chaotic energy. So put yourself in flow. This is putting yourself in flow. This is getting your own oneness of you, all the parts of you, into flow with one another. And this is how you move forward without chaotic energy. And without the universe having to send turbulence, which is an energetic wave. This is all energy, folks. It's energy. You will be sent an energetic wave, and that is going to be turbulence to you, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to be something god-awful to be turbulent to you. Somebody says something to you that's just simply true, and you don't want to hear. That is turbulence to you. Unless you recognize it as energy in motion, you have been, an emotion has been evoked in you to move you. Because the universe cannot let you stay stuck. Nothing stands still. So, with this Piscean energy, there is going to be energy in motion. Don't let the ego keep you stopped. Work with it to transcend and to move forward in flow. Now, April, May, June, July, August, during these months, we're going to be continuing with the flow of whatever intentions we set now. That's the cycle that we have. There's a reason why fall is considered harvest time. The lunar energies, the whole universe, everything works in flow, it's a symphony, remember that. Just like the fall harvest of crops, it's the same for us. The micro is always the macro. Whatever we see within ourselves and then we see in the world around us is going on cosmically too. And whatever is going on cosmically reflects in us and the world around us. So remember, it is never just about us and what we can see from our perspective. We don't even have true perspective. We can only see this. We have to do this to have full perspective. And then we have to look down and we have to look up. So our perspective is never the whole picture. Never. So we have to work with all of us that can see what we can't. In flow. In flow as one. In flow with everything around us. And then in flow cosmically. Now when we do that and we set these intentions, the 1st of March, with this moon. We have the cosmic energy behind those intentions. We set them, this is my intention, this is my desire, this is the direction I want to flow in. But I'm open to best and highest good. I'm open to this or better. So I'm open to zigging and zagging, to saying, oh wow, that's what I thought I wanted, but it's not, and that's okay. Because I've just been shown there's a better way, or there's something better for me. That's flow. Now, to some, that sounds like, well, you're never going to get anywhere because you're always going to be changing, etc., etc. Well, if there's a lot of butterfly effect in your life, yes, that's true. Now, where does this butterfly effect come from? It comes from the fact that everyone else around you is zigging and zagging. They're not going with the desires of their heart. They're not going with being in their vibrational frequency that they're supposed to be in. Now, if you want to stay in those energies, you're going to have more butterfly effect. When you come out of those denser energies up into the lighter energies, things are harder. You may be accomplishing a lot of things, but it's much harder than it has to be. When you come up out of those denser energies and into lighter energies, you are attracting to you people who are working in those lighter energies. And so everything becomes easier. It's that simple. There's less chaos, so there's less butterfly effect affecting you. You can't stop it all, because the world is still stuck in it right now, because we don't have enough people at this vibrational level. But come up to this vibrational level and you start minimizing, you start decreasing the butterfly effect, and you have less of that what seems chaotically zigging and zagging. And it actually, then you start seeing the creative part of it, and how, wow, I was guided to this, I was guided to that, the serendipity of this, the synchronicity of that. It's less chaotic, and it truly becomes a symphony then. You're truly creating a piece of music that is in flow. Creating. Co-creating. We are creators, but we are co-creating always. There are those who have the notion that, well, I am the universe too, and therefore I am creator. Well, we are creator, but we're co-creating always. Remember that. Because energy in motion is also everything you do affects someone else. And so everything that someone else does affects you. So we are always co-creating. We are never creating just for ourselves. Remember that. And remember, how do you want to be treated? Well, I want what other people are creating to not be harmful to me. I want it to at least not harm, do no harm, Florence Nightingale. At the very least, do no harm. But I'd like for it to be something that is positive for me too. Okay, then you put yourself in that energy, and you do that. And then you put that energy out into the world. And then that is the vibration that you're in and that you're flowing in. And then your desires become more straight arrow. Maybe they don't even really become more straight arrow. They just feel like it, because it's not chaotic energy. It's not turbulence moving you forward, but it is flow. And it's easy to flow when it's not a chaotic flow, not rapids, but a lazy river. Okay, so in March, that is what we're to do, is we're to set our intentions with the new moon, and that's the energy we're in. So if you're feeling emotional, go with those emotions. March is also a time of expression. It's when it is time to open up the floodgates, if you will, and finally express your truth. We have been called and called and called now since the dawning of the age of Aquarius to express our truths, to be our authentic self, to express our truths. But that is the energy of this month. That is the energy of this new moon, is finally express your truth. When you are repressing your truth, you are stuck and you're staying in chaotic energy. And you may say, well, I'm not saying that stuff that I want to say, but my life's going pretty good. Is it? Where do you want to be this time next year? If you really want to be there in all areas of your life, stop repressing your truth and you'll get there. Repress your truth, and the parts of your life that are going well now, they will probably continue to flow that way for the most part. Maybe even get a little better. But the parts that you're ignoring, that you're distracting yourself from, they're going to be exactly where they're at now. Distraction is not growth. Distraction is refusal. It is the ego stuck, refusing to deal with your truth. Distraction it's bondage. Now, recreating or recreating or co-creating, moving forward, that is freedom. So free yourself from your chains and don't distract yourself and ignore or repress the things you need to say. And I'm not talking about the off the top of your head pop-offs you want to make. I'm talking about going deep within and why do I want to say that? Why do I feel that way? Why am I thinking that? What is my truth? And then from that expression, the universe doesn't have to then bring chaotic energies or turbulence. It doesn't have to send a wave to move you in that area. And then all those things that have been going well in your life, well, they'll go even better. And then this area too will change. So we move forward this way. And then through April, May, June, July, some in August, we will see many manifestations of these things. We will see strides here, strides there, growth here, growth there, improvement here, improvement there. Oh, a little regression here, around, But then we get there. And then when September comes, whatever we have planted now will start. That's the harvest. September, October, those are the months of the big moon energies that bring in the harvest of all of this. Hey, good morning. So, if that's what we want to do, then these are the energies we need to understand, and that this is the flow of things. Now, a lot of what we're going to be feeling right now is not necessarily from this timeline. It may be energies from past timelines that you've lived here. Things may be coming up that may be the turbulence, the wave that comes up to move you. Because as we go forward to have new things in our lives, we have to make energetic space for them. That means there are things we have to release. This is not, wow, I thought I healed that and I didn't. This is spiraling upward. This is where you've come back around to something that you have dealt with, but now you're going to deal with it on a deeper level. Or maybe it's something you haven't dealt with before, but you're ready to deal with. Good morning. You're ready to deal with because of the other things you've dealt with. So you're not going down. You're not going backwards. You're taking a pause, and that pause may be a few minutes, a few hours, a couple days even, to let go of, to pull your energy from, to transmute that energy. Take it from the denser to the higher, the lighter, and pull it to you now, to be used now, to create energetic space now. So you have the space. So you don't feel like I don't have time for this. I don't have the energy for this. I don't have the emotional bandwidth or the mental bandwidth for it. You're freeing up disk space on your computer. You're defragging. You're cleaning up space. So you pull that energy forward. Now, it may be even past life stuff. For those of you who are sensitives and are experiencing those things, this may go who knows how far back. And you may be like, well, I thought I dealt with all my past life stuff. Well, again, maybe you're going into a deeper level of that, or maybe you're even going to a whole level you've not been at before. But you are going up. You are spiraling upward, not regressing. You are progressing. All right? Now, progressing means we continue to move even while we're doing this. Now, it doesn't mean we don't take a pause, we don't take a breath, that we don't have to have a moment sometimes, but it means we cannot get stuck, or the universe has to send us another wave of turbulence to push us forward. So we move forward while we do this. That means we don't put our lives on hold. We don't say, well, I can't start a new job now because of this. I can't start a new project now because of that. I can't possibly think about a relationship right now. I can't I can't mend fences with my sister and get back into spending time with her right now because I don't have the energetic bandwidth. I can't do that. I've got to deal with all of that, then do it. No. The world does not stop turning for you to do that. You can take a pause. You can take a breath. All we control is ourselves, and we do control our breathing. So you can take a breath. Go to the breath. Go to breathing. Calm the mind. Calm down the parasympathetic nervous system. Stop the fight, flight, or freeze. Go within. Don't distract, but recreate. Whatever works for you. If you're a painter, if you love to run, if you love to swim, if you love to jog, if you're a writer, whatever puts you in recreating mode, whatever raises your vibration, but does so by connecting you to who you are and expressing, not repressing, then you can move forward. But no, you don't have to have every duck in a row to move forward. The ducks follow the main duck. You're the main duck. So keep progressing. And then the little ducks behind you, the things that you need to fix, to get in alignment, they will follow you. And if you have to zig and zag a little bit, the little ducklings behind you will zig and zag a little bit too. You do it in flow, going with the stream, not standing still and letting the ducks just hover all around you and get out of control. And like, oh, I can't keep up with my ducklings. No, start moving with the flow, and the ducklings will fall in right behind you and go with you. The macro to the macro. The micro to the macro. Nature is a beautiful example of how we do all of this. Okay? The birds, how they fly in unison. They stay in flight, and they fly in unison. When one moves, they all know how to move. Stay in movement, stay in flow. Keep progressing forward. Or this time next year, when it's time to do all of this again, you're going to be saying, well, I set this intention last year. It didn't happen. Well, did you transcend the mind? Did you get the mind on board? Did you do it in flow as one? Did you create a symphony? Or did you try to do a solo act? That's what we're being called to do right now. As a planet, to create a symphony. Not have all these solo acts. Because everything affects everything else. So what you do now, the decisions you make now, the things you express now, the flow you put yourself in now, will flow right into September. Flows into the harvest of the beautiful end of the year, and then puts you back into rest mode at the end of the year, the first of next year. And then when it comes time to do all of this again, you're not setting the same intentions, doing the same thing, or partially the same thing, but you've spiraled upward and gone down your timeline too. True progress, true progression. Now, some of these things that you're going to be revisiting, some of the turbulence that comes, or it doesn't even have to be turbulence, some of the things that just come up and you realize, oh wow, I need that energetic bandwidth, I need that space. I need to release that. Some of those things can be troublesome, they can be hurtful, they can bother us, they can be difficult. Relationships are the safe container within which to do those things. Relationship is the safe container within which to do those things. We are not an island unto ourselves. Relationship is the safe container in which to do those things. The mirror that you have with someone you are close to, so you can look and you can see, instead of trying to grope around in the dark by yourself and figure it out. That safe container where there is the mirror, so you have someone to work with. That is how we quantum leap all of this. And we go straight to forgiving ourselves, whatever part we played, or didn't play. We forgive ourselves, and we forgive everything involved, and we move forward. We reclaim that bandwidth. We call ourselves back to ourselves across all time, space, universes, lifetimes, and dimensions, to the present, within the container of relationship. And then we are exponential. When we try to be whole and complete unto ourselves, we are meant to. We are meant to flow in the oneness of ourselves, all of our multidimensionality. That is whole and complete and unto yourself. That is healthy, happy, whole, and complete. Being alone and doing it all your way in the ego is never going to be healthy, happy, whole, and complete. It is being in oneness with self. It is working with all your multidimensionality and transcending the ego and using it the way it is meant to be used. But then if you want to be exponential, then that is when you start setting the container of relationship with other people. And then there's your energy, their energy, and then the energy of the relationship. And that is exponential growth. That is the other way we quantum leap, is instead of denying relationship, we actually set them with intention. We set our relationships with intention. Because you are in relationship whether you know it or not. You are in relationship. So be in relationship with intent. That is a huge part of what we're to do this year. That is a huge part of what we have going on this year. That is what it is going to take to stop the chaos in the world, is if we all start setting relationship with intent. All relationship with intent. So we don't have to have turbulence to move us forward in relationship. This is a way to be exponentially you. All right, you all. I know that was a lot. New moon. Set your intentions. Don't repress. Speak your truth. You have to acknowledge your truth first. Be exponential. Set your relationships with intent. Don't just be in whatever relationship you end up falling into. Because you are in relationship with everything you're doing. You are co-creating, not creating on your own. You're co-creating. Set those co-creations with intention. Come up out of the denser energies into the lighter energies so things flow with ease. And progress while you are doing whatever it takes to pull that bandwidth forward from past experiences. It doesn't need to be there anymore. And remember, this isn't just things that you are, quote unquote, healing from. These are just things that they're no longer where your energy belongs. So get all your ducks in a row and just start progressing and leading them. Come on, ducks, let's go. Our energy's going this way, and the little ducks will just come right with you, and you'll flow. All right? So, I know that was a lot at 33 minutes. Yeah, I've had all kinds of people going by, so set your intentions for March. See things progress. Many accomplishments, many wins over the next few months. Reap the harvest in September and October when the big energies come with those big moons. All right? That's what we have going on right now. It's Pisces new moon. It's a beautiful time, an emotional time. And emotions are a beautiful thing. They are our life. They're energy in motion. And that is living. You want to do it in great big capital letters? Do it with intention.